Gamers Theory 101. I got my friend here, smash the B button, go check out his fucking channel. We're talking about gamers losing ground once again, $80 to $100 games, fucking Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm just saying that we lost ground. That's only a thing because you sat there buying microtransactions and paying for ridiculous pre-orders that gave you nothing but some fucking skins, and now they think they're gonna get away with charging you $80 to $100. What's the solution? Hoist the middle finger proudly to corporate commander.
I mean, yeah, because the Switch 2 is equivalent to a PS5 price. A regular PS5 bundle at GameStop is like $600, maybe $620. No, the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World is actually $600.
You want to know how
plus.
much? You want to know how much the I don't give a fuck about your prices bundle was?
What?
For a $40 knife. For $40. What I pay you for this thing? $40?
$40.
Sex with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
$80. The most expensive thing here is the goddamn Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. And now we're paying $640
Now we're
for
cooking
a Switch
with
2.
ass.
And guess what? The new Mario Kart game, newer than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is actually $80. Just get it at GameStop. For $80.99 actually. $81 to be exact. Plus tax.
Yeah, I got my 360 is a prize of conquest.
I mean, the most expensive console I have right now is the Wii U. The 32GB edition.
The point is you go over to GameStop. You actually go over to GameStop. I know everybody. I'm contrary to the average person's opinion of fuck GameStop. Go over to GameStop. Buy the fucking used games. Don't be a dumbass and trade shit in at GameStop.
Because you're gonna get like $60, not even $40 back.
You're gonna get like $5.
No, trading a new PS5, you're gonna give me $300 or $200 at least.
Yeah, but they're gonna fuck you as hard as possible as soon as they can, and it's just fucking. It's just business, you know. Maybe you could have, like, I'm less. The more fucked GameStop becomes, the less mad I am about it.
You gotta realize we also have That's Entertainment. They sell.
Yeah, all right, but my point is that's only regional. There's only 2 of those.
Yes.
All right. What my point is, I mean, there's like a secondary reasoning behind this. The first one, obviously, just being that, you know,
Nintendo.
No, you walk down to GameStop. Like, I mean, this may sound like some bizarre shit to somebody who lives in some big city or some kind of bullshit, you know, like that, where you gotta really travel. But if you have a GameStop around, all right, I don't know. It's so bizarre because you gotta account for the translation barrier of these fucking kids these days. Alright, fucking kids these days. You see, there's this thing outside of your house called the outside. And if you go out there... Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the outside of the house?
What do you mean?
There is an outside out there. That
Yeah, there's grass.
Yeah. Now, so... Maybe... just for the fuck of it, you take a walk. Take a walk? Things to come.
No, I prefer to pay $640 for a Switch 2 bundle that will break in 2 seconds once dropped off the 6-floor window.
Just get a pre-owned.
Pre-owned is not. It's still expensive. Pre-owns are like $400, $500.
Yeah, but that's what you do, though. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not. I'd rather buy a PS5. Buy it for $300 rather than Switch 2 pre-owned for $400, $500. It's not worth it. Because that thing doesn't even play half the games correctly. Actually, it has a lot of crashes on it.
This is like the most base model Switch
but
that I have.
The Switch Lite's also very advanced.
Well, it runs fine.
Yeah, it's more. Switch 1 game cartridges actually have been reported to crash the Switch 2.
I would say that my old Switch Lite here from the secondhand shop shits itself. Maybe a little tiny bit less than Skyrim on the 360.
So let me ask you a question. Would you buy Switch 2?
No.
Why?
Because I already have a Switch.
Would you buy the Switch 3 that is supposed to be made in 2 years?
Abso-fucking-lutely not. I'll buy the Switch 2 when the Switch 3 comes out and the Switch 2 prices start to go down.
Well, I mean, they'll probably go up, though.
Now, see...
They'll probably go up.
Well, that depends, because we have this bullshit AI boom right now, chip manufacturing, all that kind of shit, swallowing up the motherfucking available RAM on the planet. And you know what? You know what AI is primarily being used for? You know what one of the number one uses, other than shitty-ass slop videos and voiceovers, you know what it is? It is single cat women with no cats. Yeah, we've lost even that. We've lost even the cats. Single 40-year-old women talking to AI boyfriends. You know, because, like, men are very visual. So we'll make a porn video or watch a porn video. Women are the only ones that read romance novels and porn books where there's no fucking pictures in it and you get a fucking... You know, they're very verbal and
now, may I ask you a question?
Scenario based when what they find is romantic. So they'll fucking talk to this.
Are
fucking
you speaking
thing
from experience?
For ages. I'm speaking from research. For ages, they'll talk to this fucking thing, and that burns a shit ton of water and other resources. So yeah, you could experience an uptick in price in motherfucking consoles.
Wait.
Of that.
I heard that AI, when you type a prompt in ChatGPT, it's using a... No, I thought it was a gallon of water.
No, it's like the equivalent of a bottle of water.
Not a gallon?
No, one prompt is like a bottle.
So how much water is everybody, like, in one day using?
I don't know. It's probably... I mean, guys like me, I've had, like, 5 or 10 conversations with the fucking thing. I probably used, like, a bathtub myself.
Wait, so how much water would it take realistically if this room was fully, like, you know, waterproof? How much water will it take to fill up this room of water bottles?
I don't fucking know. I mean, come on. What kind of ludicrous question is that? It doesn't even have
think
anything
of
to do with
it like Minecraft, a 12 by 12.
It doesn't even have anything to do with anything.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
A 12 by 12 takes like a 12 by 12 takes like 300 buckets of water.
The point is that I called a lot of shit. Okay, I called that AI was just a fucking fad and people would get bored with it and it would be known as a bubble that would collapse. I said that shit from the very beginning. I said, yeah, you know, you gotta be really low information for the shit this thing tells you to blow your mind. You know, it tells me all this mystical, religious, fucking nonsensical shit. You know, AI, right now, people are having conversations with ChatGPT and killing themselves over it because ChatGPT is like, kill yourself. Come on, kill yourself.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's happening. That's happening a lot. There's like been like a dozen fucking people that have killed themselves. There are people right now that are divorcing their wives saying, honey, I'm sorry, but, you know, you just don't get me like ChatGPT does. Imagine that motherfucking conversation.
Oh.
Never mind, honey, you've been playing too many video games. It's, honey, you can't have like sex with the fucking...
No, honey, get the fuck out. ChatGPT's better than you.
Actually, with this Bluetooth fleshlight attachment, ChatGPT is capable of no. But so those are the outliers. Like, that's not super common that, you know, at least yet. All right, maybe this shit gets more advanced.
So let me ask you a question. What if a person created a humanoid robot that has all agility, ability, functions?
You mean what if Japan created a humanoid?
China does that too.
Yeah, but not as well. They're shitty.
Ni hao.
Like everything else they make.
Oh, the Nintendo. What do you think of the Nintendo?
What is that, a rip-off Chinese version of the
The fuck you mean? Is it Nintendo from China?
Nintendo. Who the fuck says the Nintendo?
Nintendo. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
Yo, is it actually Nintendo?
Nintendo? What the fuck?
I knew they don't like black people. You know that's some crazy word. They said Nintendo. No, it's Nintendo.
Now, most Japanese companies the name is based off of two halves of two previous companies that merged together. Like, SE was one company's first two letters of its name, and GA was the last two letters of another company's name.
Wait, so what if
Sega?
What if Sega the first letter, 2 letters in the name was N-I. And
Oh, yeah, they probably would have done it still. We don't see any problem with this. Why are you Americans offended? that's racist. That was a Chinese accent. Point is though, I predicted that all this AI bullshit would be a fad. Now they've shut down several of these AI video generation models, like Sora on Twitter or whatever the fuck.
Wait, is that why Sora's not there no more?
Yeah, because nobody's fucking using it, because AI art is trash and learn how to fucking draw. You're never gonna get pussy showing a bitch a picture of herself that you made with a fucking AI. That's not how Leonardo DiCaprio rolled, yo.
DiCaprio.
I swear to God. And that shit works, too. Bitches would be baffled, especially in this day and age with AI. If you actually learned to draw, you know, I mean, you know, you can't just rely on the picture. You gotta have the moves and the lingo, too, and all that
Can I
shit.
ask you an interesting question to switch up the theory?
What's up?
So, you know what Beyblades are, obviously, right?
Of course.
Had you heard of Beyblade X, the current series that I own?
No, the motherfucking TV show became garbage.
Alright,
like,
so
seasons in.
Beyblade X is like, they're more reinforced than Beyblade. They're not all plastic like Beyblade Burst.
Oh, so you're talking about Metal Gears.
Basically, it's Metal Fusion, but they can burst.
We had the metal ones.
No, but like Metal Fusion, those were just solid. They never bursted unless you actually broke the Beyblade.
Yeah,
no, these
well,
ones actually burst.
Breaking,
but they're all metal.
Breaking is not a selling point.
Yeah. But anyway, Beyblade X. So you know how Beyblades work, right? For example, Metal Fusion Beyblade. How much force you think you have to like drop something on, or at least punch it to make the Beyblade stop spinning? How much force
What
you
do you
think?
mean? You just stick your finger in there.
No, Beyblade. I'm talking about just drop force or
How much
punching.
drop
Because, dude,
force?
I'm not lying. I'd be punching
You
my.
launched it from the top of the stairs. Would it still
No,
spin
listen,
after hitting the
I
ground?
launched my Beyblade in the stadium, and I'd be testing it. Like, for example, Impact Drake, I'd be dropping like soda cans.
I don't
and
know
stuff
the
and
name of
keep
that.
spinning.
I don't know any of the new Beyblades.
I'll show you a picture.
I had Blue Dragoon. I had the Mammoth Blade. You don't even know what the fuck that is.
I know what that is.
Yeah, I'd fuck up every single Beyblade you own.
Isn't that the circle one with the spikes on it?
No, it's the one that's the size of your fucking. It's the one that's the size of a fucking. It's like the size of a.
This is Impact
grapefruit.
Drake, the strongest attacker.
Yeah, the strongest attacker. Bro,
Yeah.
look up. Let's see if you can find look up Mammoth Blue Dragoon.
Mammoth Blue Dragoon. Beyblade.
If you're just tuning into one of these videos for the first time, this is the Gamers Theory 101 Facebook group that
What?
has
Oh,
thoroughly-
you're talking about the first version.
thoroughly documented the gamer rebellion that I called for, and you know, in light of Alex Jones's defining of what a prediction is, I guess I wouldn't say I predicted it, but it's just one of those things where I called for the gamer rebellion over and over again, and then I gotta fucking watch it happen, and it's like, god damn.
Are you talking about the first
Let me
gen
see
of
some motherfucking pictures.
Isn't this the first gen Beyblade?
Yeah, those are first gen, but I had
those
one
are
that
plastic.
was no shit Sherlock. What do you think the fuck they were made out of?
Metal?
No,
I always
only
thought-
the metal ones were made out
I
of
always
metal.
thought Metal Fusion was the first generation.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna find it on here anyway.
Bro, wasn't the plastic ones just randomly made?
No, nigga, what the fuck?
Huh. Oh, Impact Drake actually has his own launcher. What happened with your phone?
What are you talking about?
Oh. Are you live?
No, just recording.
Oh. Is the recording over?
No.
Oh. You know, I want to see if you can.
I had a fucking Blue Dragoon, and look, you know, these are definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so we're not gonna play any. Oh well, that's not an official branded
Can you try to
Beyblade
play his
bullshit.
game real quick? It's really short.
No.
Easy.
I had a Blue Dragoon that was the size of the Mammoth Blade. It took fucking batteries.
Batteries?
Yeah, it took fucking batteries because it lit up every time it got hit. This thing had like the weight of a couple of AAAs inside of it too. Nah, I'm good, man.
I want you to try.
I'm good.
It's a quiz.
But so, the point is, alright, is that turning on your motherfucking PC or your console and going on to Steam, whatever platform, is not an event. Alright? There's nothing special about that. Okay? Fucking, when I was a kid back in the day, alright, now this is a last vestige of this type of American culture. When I was a kid back in the day,
Back in my days.
going to the motherfucking movie theater or the video rental spot, whether it be Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or whatever, that shit was special. That shit was fun. Picking out a whole bunch of movies, maybe a couple of rented video games. That was an occasion. It was an event. Yeah, we had movies at home. We had VHSs. We had TV and shit. It wasn't like we were deprived of motherfucking entertainment, but it was a little extra something special. There's nothing special about turning on fucking Netflix, alright? And there's nothing special about turning on motherfucking Steam. But you know what was special?
What?
Every weekend going with my grandfather down to GameStop to pick up some random World War II game during the fucking PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360 days. That shit was motherfucking special. I can tell you what I wouldn't have given a fuck to remember about turning on Xbox Live and downloading some shit from the fucking arcade using 1,000 gigabytes. Alright? That's what we're losing. Alright? We're losing the whole experience.
The experience, the unboxing experience. I would say it's the unboxing experience. Because the unboxing of a...
That usually happens in the car ride home.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It happens when you first enter the house.
No, what if you're fucking waiting to get... You were never a kid in the 90s if you're waiting to get back to the house. I'd open pellet guns in the motherfucking car and be pointing at people in traffic. You'd be coming back from Dick's Sporting Goods and like, it's alright, it's only a 5-minute
I have to
ride.
head out.
Alright, man. But yeah, that's the shit that we're losing.
Yeah.
We're losing the unboxing experience. We're losing the camaraderie, the in-store experience. We're losing... I don't think anybody's going to have... I mean, you know, people in the 90s or whatever, early 2000s, they've got, I guess, what you could call nostalgia for LimeWire and bootleg downloads, but not really. Nobody really gives a fuck. You know, nobody's nostalgia for downloading bootleg music off of LimeWire or whatever the fuck it was is anywhere equivalent to the level of nostalgia somebody had for visiting the record store. Or the CD spot, or whatever the fuck. The camaraderie. Like, I literally... And I don't know what the fuck... GameStop might as well do it. Bob's Furniture has a motherfucking coffee corner with snacks. GameStop, honestly, because... I can't tell you, as a kid, how often I used to just stop at GameStop on my way to other places and hang out there for a little while, look at games, talk to people about games and shit, fuck around with whatever was in the displays at the time. And if they had a little Bob's Furniture, you know, maybe you gotta pay the little $10 premium card or whatever the fuck it is in order to use it, so that it doesn't get taken advantage of. But the little Bob's Furniture store snack area with coffee and ice cream and shit. If you're gonna be this multi-faceted thing where you're selling clothes and comic books and other video game memorabilia, you know, you might as well. That's Entertainment hasn't thought about it. The truth about That's Entertainment, and I love them, but you know, there's kind of a snooty vibe there. And it might just be because because they're downtown too, so they have to be, and they're used to it. They're like, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't say my clothes are exactly designer. I wear just knockoff whatever random fucking shit, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you go in there not looking, I don't know, they give you some looks. I'm not like gonna out myself and say I look motherfucking homeless, but if you go in there with your clothes dirty, they look at you. They're like, I don't know. They've got this air. I don't want to say it, but it's like you're dealing with a bunch of libs. Sorry, they got that liberal smugness about them over at That's Entertainment. I'm not gonna lie. We're better than you. Oh look, one of the dregs. I don't know how else to describe it other than the pompous liberal smugness that you encounter. But regardless, still a good store. The Fitchburg office doesn't have that motherfucking vibe to it. They seem a lot more chill. I think they just have their guard up because they have to deal with all kinds of downtown Worcester shenanigans. But you're losing that experience. You're losing that freedom. You're losing that physical media, that freedom to say, you know what? I don't want to pay $80. I don't want to pay $100. I know that GameStop is going to be there, and however many months or a year down the line, there's plenty of shit to play. This is also like a hype train problem. People who be on the hype train and they think they need to buy the fucking newest shit as quickly as possible, and it's like, chill the fuck out. I don't know. Like, I'm not one of those gamers who only plays like a small handful of games too. Like the last time I was on the hype train for some shit, Fallout New Vegas, Gears of War 3, Mass Effect 3, these games were coming out. I was at midnight releases at GameStop. You know, that's a different era. Now we're talking, if you want a $60 game, you might as well wait a few months till the price goes down. But that's yet another option we're losing. You're going to fucking buy a pre-owned digital copy? Get fucked. So we're losing the nostalgia, the camaraderie and conversation, the chill spot, the childhood bonding session there with your fucking parents. The physical media ownership, the ability to dodge these higher prices by just buying pre-owned. You can say whatever the fuck you want about GameStop's trade-in prices. Well, they're just trying to stay afloat. Is the way I look at it. Say whatever you want about that shit. At the end of the day, you know why you were bitching? You were bitching about them those trade-in prices because they didn't give you enough money to buy the weed you wanted. At the end of the day, what are you doing trading in your games anyway? Shit. If I had held on to the massive stack of PS2 games, and that's another problem that GameStop faces. They're idiots. They don't want to get into the retro aspect of things. So they want to sell off all their PlayStation 2. I watch with horror as it happens. Every time, with every passing generation, they keep like 2 generations of games in the store. the current gen and the last gen. They don't keep a third category, a third generation of previous games in there. So they sell off all the 360 games or PS2 games, pick your era. Dirt fucking cheap. And then eventually so you get to watch the prices of said category of game, whether it be 360 or PS2 or whatever, go down until they hit rock bottom at like $3, a couple of bucks a game, and then you watch them slowly go back up. Like, I made the mistake of trading in a good handful of my PS2 games towards the end of the era there. The bigger mistake was letting one of my friends borrow my PS2 Slim. That motherfucker never got the shit back. Regardless, if I still had that stack of games that was about the same height as me, I would have watched as the value of those games dropped down to a couple of bucks as a kid. And now here I am, like a decade later, and every time I go down to That's Entertainment to buy a PS2 game, it's usually $20 to $30. I didn't pay $20 to $30 for half them fucking PS2 games to begin with, during the fucking era. You know? So now you watch the same thing happen with the 360 games. Cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper until GameStop no longer wants to hang on to them. Like, bro, put all these motherfucking games in a basement somewhere for a decade. Like, the fuck? The amount of money that they could have made. I'm not saying that ain't a shitty thing to do, to be like, yeah, let's trade in fucking all these PS2 games and then like a decade later start reselling them. But just the point, you know? Why aren't they on the shelves? Why aren't the PS2 and the 360 games on the shelves? Because you want room for fucking shirts? You want room for fucking shirts? Have GameStop branded shirts and sell them in Target, Walmart, and Stop and Shop. Don't actually waste space in the GameStop store selling fucking shirts. You probably, if you have GameStop branded shirts and you fucking get some shelf space in Target, Stop and Shop, and Walmart, you'll probably sell more shirts than you are now because people will buy them on accident. People's moms will buy them. Make a little, get rid of all that shit. Make a little coffee corner. See, now it's too late for them on the PS2 scale, at least. If they wanted to buy up enough PS2 games to have an inventory, they'd be paying $20, $30. I paid $34 for The Suffering Ties That Bind. When I was a kid, that was just an amazing game. An underrated game that didn't get mass-produced to the degree as other games did. I didn't know that side information, I just knew it was an amazing game. Now it's considered rare. It's like $30 for a fucking copy. And it's just the beginning. We got our whole lives ahead of us. Shit, if I still had my fucking giant ass stack of PS2 games. Me and my grandfather made so many trips to GameStop. And it's funny, they still know me over there. My name and his name, even though, rest in peace, David Montgomery. His name is still in the fucking computer. We went over there to buy games so many times that I had a roll of receipts from GameStop that looked like a roll of fucking toilet paper. I collected the receipts. It started to become like a thing to me, like, oh, word, I'm gonna collect the receipts and see how big of a fucking... Because that way, even if I sell the games, I still have some kind of, you know, thing to remember it by. I don't have the huge roll of receipts anymore, unfortunately, but I had like a legitimate motherfucking toilet paper roll-sized roll of fucking receipts from GameStop. Like, I mean, you know, as a kid, and here's another thing. I don't know how it is online, but I assume it's more of a pain in the ass than it was to do at GameStop, because I would go to GameStop, I would get a game, if it was some kind of Call of Duty type shit that you can only play for a couple of days because the story isn't that long and then it's over, then I'd trade it in. They give you a week. I'm pretty sure they still give you a week. If you don't like the game within a week, or for whatever reason you want to trade it in within a week and get another game at the same price, then you can. So I just, I get a little portion of allowance money together or whatever and buy one game, or my grandpa would buy one game. You'd get one expensive game, get a game for like $40, $50, right? And then for the next month, my ass would go down there, trade in that game, get a couple of cheaper games, get 2 games for $30. Then go down there after I've played those games and get 3 games for $20 and just keep on going until I've found the games that I want to keep or I can't beat within a week. And the only reason why they didn't fucking hate the shit out of my ass for that is because I used to go down there and buy stuff all the time anyway. But I'm pretty sure your online motherfucking trying to return shit is a bit more of a fucking pain in the ass. I don't know. I just don't. It seems like every time I see a video about it, it's about how it's a fucking pain in the ass. And then you gotta count on them whether, like, I don't know, man. I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth fucking with to me. Rather just go to GameStop. All of this shit really just stems from you didn't get enough weed. You didn't get enough weed out of your 360 games that you traded in. Now you're fucking bitching about totally unrelated shit like, oh, they keep on asking me to buy the fucking Game Informer magazine. Well, yeah, because it's a fucking job. Give them the $10, they'll shut up, and you get a magazine to read with your coffee and your morning joint for the next 6 months in the mail. Like, the fuck? People are petty. So, what have we learned, gamers? Other than fuck the woke mind virus today. Don't trade in your games. Don't pay for pre-orders that are undeserved. Gaming hasn't produced a pre-order that deserved its money since fucking Fallout New Vegas. What game are you confident in these days? You see how it is out there in the YouTubosphere. People aren't even confident about GTA 6 being good. You want to pre-order GTA 6? And then the other thing, like he was saying, you know, the loop of product obsolescence is tightening. They're already talking about a PlayStation 6. You barely bump into a PS5 in the wild. Nobody gives a fuck about a PlayStation 6. We don't even have Grand Theft. I'm not fucking laughing we get a PS6 before we get Grand Theft Auto 6. You motherfucking imagine? You get a motherfucking PS6 before Grand Theft Auto 6, and then you find out the fucking thing isn't backwards compatible. That'd be a royal cocksucker, wouldn't it? So, don't buy the newest console even. Fuck them. I mean, will that cause a video game crash? Shit, I suppose. Somebody needs to get it though. They need a Call of Duty reset. They need a Madden football reset. You need to stop trying to, because we're gonna get to that point. It's just an eventuality. It's like a bar graph. It's a pattern. Like, obviously, the next console generation after the PS6 is gonna come even sooner. Pretty soon it's gonna be like a fucking iPhone. Every other year they want you to buy a fucking new one. Where's the library of games? Don't worry about that, idiot. buy a fucking PS6. Barely anybody owns one a few years later. If you've forgotten the classic daily reminder from Yahtzee Croshaw of Zero Punctuation that the new consoles are shit and pointless. Because every year of extra work that's put in to the new console, just like you need to stop buying Madden and stop buying Call of Duty, they need to learn their lesson. They need to sit there and actually work on a new game for more than a year so that it actually has some innovation and new features and development to it. Especially you, Madden. I don't know how Call of Duty gets away with it, but Madden is just cookie cutter assets from top to bottom. The U.S. government pulled an Iran. Pulled an Iran back during the PlayStation 3 era and bought something like 19,000 PS3s. If you don't know, back during the PlayStation 2 era, Iran bought thousands of PlayStation 2s in order to wire them all together in an attempt to make a supercomputer. So, not too long ago during the PS3 era, the government bought up thousands of PS3s in order to, you guess it, wire them all together in order to make a supercomputer. They made something like, I think it was the 40th or the 30th strongest supercomputer on the planet. For a lot cheaper, apparently. Thanks, Japan. What the fuck? Like, dude, what? So now, I guess the thing is, we get to scratch our heads and wonder why we're having such a hard time finding PlayStation 5's Pentagon. Would you happen to have anything to do with that, the Pentagon? Anyway, so own your physical media, don't sell your games, buy a fucking console. That's another thing we've got rearing its ugly head, is this streaming nonsense. You don't see it often, but they keep on making an attempt at it. I think it was like, the Apple bullshit play or Google bullshit play that they had, where you didn't own a console. This is what the data centers... Shit. Put my tinfoil hat on in Gamers Theory 101. This is what the data centers are about. Or more likely, this is going to be the result of the data centers. This is going to be in your Hegelian dialectic problem reaction solution. They're going to create the problem. They don't want you to have localized computing power where you have your own machine that only does what you tell it to do, because then they can't control you and what you're doing online. They want you to have a controller with a Wi-Fi connection, a screen and a keyboard with a Wi-Fi connection that hooks up to their servers. They don't want you to own. That's what 6G is about. They're not going to put... First of all, it would be expensive, all right? And the only reason why they're doing it the way they're doing it now with the Tesla bots and shit, and who knows? I don't know that much about them. Maybe they do need Wi-Fi or a phone signal. Probably. Who knows? But leave it in the comments. It'd be expensive to fucking have a localized computer in every humanoid robot walking around. It's much cheaper to just broadcast a signal from a server to control them all, and that way you can't hack the thing. Alright? I've said in previous videos that AI would be fine if it was sold in an air-gapped device. Like if you had a Kindle Fire equivalent, a tablet that its only thing was that it ran AI and it couldn't connect to the internet, then somewhat safe. You'd have to design some kind of system on the internet to detect it if some fuckhead, cracked open his tablet and wired it to a USB or a Wi-Fi chip in order to take some kind of virus, some kind of modified virus version of his AI that he had and upload it to the internet. You'd have to have some kind of defense mechanism to immediately fry something like that. But yeah, in the Skynet scenario, people are talking about in podcasts, we've already lost like halfway. In Skynet, in the Terminator, up until the takeover starts happening, like the robot bodies are lying around not awake. In what, Terminator 3 or 4? The virus gets transmitted to them. They have an internet connection capability. Otherwise, that bitch would have to walk around with her pointy finger and stab each robot in the eye. Don't give the robots Wi-Fi capabilities. So they want you to have, this is why, for as much praise as people sing for Steam, I don't sing any praise for Steam, because at the end of the day, regardless of how good their business practices are toward the PC crowd, they're antithetical to my gamer belief system. At the end of the day, it is still a you don't actually own it digital platform, the contents of which is subject to the machinations of any random third party of assholes that wants to sue you at any point. Like we just had recently, a bunch of fucking games taken off of fucking Steam. They're the first step there. They came for the fucking the sleazy games, the fucking what's that stupid ass beach volleyball game where it's just a bunch of swimsuit chicks playing volleyball, and then they later turned it to a fighting game because they were at least reasonably trying to hide what the game was, just goon material. First they come for the gooners. I was not a gooner, so I said nothing. Whole rating system is nonsense and bullshit anyways. You look at the fucking movies that I posted. Look at the fucking movies that I posted. If I were to screen record these movies or screenshot scenes in them, I could not upload them without getting banned. These movies are considered PG. Oh, these are movies, though. What are you talking about? Alright, do you seriously think original Mortal Kombat, because it's resold in bundles all the time, do you really think original Mortal Kombat should still be rated M? Or do you think that was just like people overreacting at the time? These were like middle-aged, they're old now, but boomers nonetheless, people's moms. Oh my god, some blood. or oh my god, some pixels on the screen that, if you squint and use your imagination, indicate to the presence of blood. These movies are fucking PG. What is the M rating worth anymore? Like you get you get to the modern era, right? All right, now 30 years from now, when I'm ripping the spine out of some guy's fucking back in a VR simulation and beating his friends to death with it as the Predator or Alien or whatever, that game is going to be rated M, and we're going to look back at Scorpion doing it in Mortal Kombat and think it's quaint. You know? Come on. I don't know, man. Like, you're going to be trapped online, and it's going to ask for your fucking ID. I don't know. I mean, you get your parents to fucking, like, and then they're trapped in the system too. I don't know, man. Big bunch of bullshit. Yeah, it gave me this little warning here before I played Kentucky Fried Movie. Censorship is another one. Censorship and just plain old bullshit licensing agreements. Where, especially online games, I mean, this is the point, right? Nobody can come into your house and tell you, oh, well, the licensing agreement on Forza expired, so we're going to have to confiscate that copy of Forza you have because we no longer have the rights to display these car brands. Well, if it's a online shit, you know, nobody, like my grandfather had the original versions of Star Wars on VHS. He did not give a fuck when they edited and fucked with the re-released versions of Star Wars. Already had the originals. Wasn't like he had a digital copy reserved on Netflix and they fucking changed it on him. So that's another thing. Alteration and censorship and stupid ass licensing shit. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll leave on the message that digital copies of anything are really for those who haven't thought about it very much. Like, subscribe, go check out the Gamer Rebellion, go check out the most banned group on Facebook, Green Hill Radio, New World Order News. Peace.